Yeah. So today's class we are going to see some properties. Like first property is like display and visibility. So when we say display block inline none and these things we are going to see. For now I am taking one HTML page and I'm calling this as display display and here I'm just creating a div tag and I want to write some text over here. So I'm just taking a English passage, any English passage. So just want so just took the passage and pasted the text over here, and let's see. Let's make some borders for this. So the style, and I want to take a class. So dot div1. I'm taking the class as dot div1, and here I am giving the border as 1 pixel and red and solid, and I'm using here class as div, and let's make some width too. So width is some 200 pixels. Let's make this. Okay, that's it. After making this, let's see how it gonna display in web page. So I'm just clicking here and saying view browser. So you can see that element got displayed over here. Okay, I can add some padding too if you wish. Okay, so now let's make an another. So if we say, yeah, I'm just taking the same thing and making another object, sorry, another div class. So div, so you can see like one is on the top, one is on the bottom. Why we got one in the top, one in the bottom? Like why they took why it didn't come over like just beside the first one? Because this is a block level element. So you can see here the display will be like a block. So div is always a block. So div is a block. You can see here it is a block. So if you make it as inline, so display is inline. So you can see, then you can see the change. So it became inline element. So but it's not a good display. You can see here everything is made into inline. Okay, so this is made in line, this is made displayed like a span tag. So span tag, it look like a span tag. So we will see how to make it display in another fashion. Okay, so display, we have a block, inline block. So see, inline block will display like a it will still a block but like an inline. So this is the difference between block, inline and inline block. So block has displayed on the top and bottom, like it took it to go to the bottom, because block is always occupies from the occupies total space, total width actually. So whereas inline will take like a span tag, like it just collides with another. Whereas inline block will display like this. Okay. And let us see some other things. Compact contains inline table also displays pretty much in the same way. So there's no difference inline table and inline block mostly. And all these are displays. Like here our interest is like here when you say none, what happens? You see like nothing gets displayed. None is like used to hide the element. So none, inline block. So we just discussed about the three things. So block inline none and inline block. So inline block. Yeah. So this is about display, and there is another way to hide the elements, like it is like saying that visibility is hidden. So you can use you can also use this properties. Now I'm just removing this property and making them display how we want inline block. So there are different types of displays also. So we displayed it, and if you say visibility hidden, so when you say this, both get disappear. So this is also used to hide the div element. So you can use either display none or visibility hidden, like in both of them. And there are also some other properties like for display, block, compact. So it's like everything like an experiment. We need to see it. Have not used them much. That doesn't display like it's same thing. It's going to display and compact contains. What does that mean? Nothing. There's no much change, but there is a difference between them. Those actually. So that's where you see. Like when you hover it, either block box or master box, depending on the content properties applied to the compact box, so based on the final state. I don't know, but mostly we use block inline and inline block or none. So those are the things we just use. So that's it. That's it about block and display and visibility. And going to the next slide, we have a difference between width and max width. So to discuss about the difference between width and max width, let's take a new page. I'm calling this as width. Okay. So width.html. I'm just copying all the contents from here to here. So let's make this one div with this one and another div with this. So max width. So one is width and another is max width, and so yeah, let us see here. So I just want to increase the content, like content here. So div 1 and div 2 this is, so make div 2 here, and I'm adding some more content to it, so that so I added some content to that one, and I'm just adding the same content over here, and I'm making here the width somewhere around 500 and 500. Okay, that's it. And let us see how they look here. So I have a button. Let's say like a div, sorry, just beyond this one. So I have a div here on the top and another div in the bottom. So what I'm doing is I'm just making them. You can see the top one. You can see the top one just added a scroll bar in the bottom, whereas the bottom max width is compressing the content as per the view of the window, like viewport of the window. So this is the viewport of the window. As per the viewport of the window, it automatically adjusting. So for responsive web designs, we can use this one. Okay. Whereas see, for the top one doesn't get, it just fixes to the size. So when you say width as 500, it fixes the width to 500. Whereas max width, it takes the width max width 500. It doesn't go beyond 500, and it can it can come just less than 500 also. So it can take the widths that are less than 500 also. So max width always takes the maximum width 500, but but also it can take the lesser widths, and it automatically scales the div as per the Windows viewports. So that is about width and max width. This is the major difference. Okay, so we use max width for like body tags to make them centered. So if you want to make this div centered, so you can say margin. You want to give margin auto, then when you give margin auto, so it automatically gets centered. You can see automatically it gets centered. And when you minimize the size also, it takes the what happened? I just want to increase this size. Okay. I don't know. I'm not able to increase it. Okay. So like you minimize it also, like inspect. Let us take this one, and yeah, you can see it's always remaining in the center of the page. You can use that margin auto. Okay. So that is the advantage of max width. So what does it says, like width? Width will add horizontal scroll bar for smaller windows. Like if it is a smaller window, it just stays 500 pixels, and it just adds a scroll bar in the bottom. Like if you try to want to look it in a smaller window, whereas adding a max width like more suitable for smaller windows like mobile phones, and because it resizes them. So resizes, so rescales or resizes. As per viewport. So that is about width and max width. Next, coming to position. So this is one of the interesting topic, like a lot to discuss on this. Like position says where to display the div tag, or where to display that particular element. So there are some properties on position. Like main properties are like static, relative, fixed, absolute, and sticky. So static says, like this is the default thing. Like you take static, then static will display according to the normal page flow. Like if the page flow is according to the page flow. Okay. Whereas relative is something different. Like it is related to the normal position. Like you can use the things like top, right, bottom, and left properties to say, like if it's going to display here. If you say relative to that 10, like top 10, then it is going to take some distance from the top. So the relative is something like distance from the top, like in the same normal position, but it is taking some distance. Fixed is something like with related to the viewport. Like it is not a normal position. It will take the total viewport, like the view that is available, and it adds the like where to display. Like you can say, like from top 0 means it just fixes to the top. When you say right 0, it just shifts to right, that one. Whereas absolute is a different thing. Like it is according to its parent. Like according to its parent where it needs to be displayed, absolute. Whereas sticky is just it gets sticked to the page, and when user scrolls it, he can see that sticky thing. So like if you want a header that just sticks to the top, and when you scroll it, it just remains the same. So when in those cases, like you can you can use a sticky. So we will see like the differences between all these with some examples. So we are looking into static. It's the same thing, like nothing to do with static. So I'm just saying here, for now I'm taking a page called let us take the page called relative. Okay, so relative display. So here what I am doing is I am taking a div tag. So same thing, I'm just taking this display, copying that one and keeping it in a relative. Sorry, control. Yes. So I got someone div tag. I'm just removing this div tag. So I got a div tag, and I'm just going to add an image here. So image, and this image I want to take an image. So I'm just taking some image. So let us take mountains image. So image some mountains. So let us take Mount Kailash, I think. Save image as so this is an Everest, I think. Okay, Everest. So Everest here. Classes CSS, and here save. So I just saved that image, and I am coming here and saying refresh the folder. You can see that image. So what I'm doing is source I'm taking everest.jpg, or I can directly drop it. It just shows here. Now see, I have not added anything to this. Yeah, just it says yeah, let's see how it looks. Okay, so let's see how it looks. Where is that? Yeah, view in browser. You can see there is an image. The image is here. Let's take a small image so that or we can give the size of the image. So width 200, or let us take so this width is let us make the width as some 400, and let us make the width of the image as 200, and height will take as per the width, like it resizes as per the width, I think so. So yeah, you can see here the content has started over here. Okay, so this is something like a normal or static. Static will display like this. Okay, so next thing I am going to take another. So I am saying yeah. So I'm taking another thing, like here I'm saying what we are discussing. So yeah, we are discussing something related to position, right? So position relative will get displayed according to the thing. So not this one. This is something different concept. So yeah, let's make like this. So I'm taking one more div tag. Okay. So that is related to like float actually. So I missed it. So let's take one more div tag, and this one I am calling it as parent div. So pdiv and pdiv. I'm just taking pdiv. Dot pdiv. Okay. So and I'm just giving a border to it, and this border I am saying it as green. Okay, so this one I am calling it as static div. Okay, and I want a relative div too. So just I'm creating a static div. I'm just placing here. So and I want a relative div. Okay, so relative div. So static div, relative div. So here I want to give the position of this div. So position I'm saying of position relative, and top I'm saying take 200 pixels, and to the left take 300 pixels. So let's see this one, and here there is no I will give the same thing here, but I will give it as static. So static. Okay, and I'm just having two divs. One is static div and another is relative div. So yeah, so this is the thing what I created. So I created a parent div, a static div, and a relative div. So just to display differences between the positions. So static div is here, and there is a relative div here. So how the static div behaves and how the relative div behaves, let us see those things. Okay, so I'm just seeing in view in the browser. See, static div, no matter we give the top and the right left, it just remained here, like just remained here. Whereas you can see this div, it just took some top, like from top relative to its, like it need to be displayed over here. So but it just moved uh, 200 pixels to the right, 300 pixels to the right and 200 pixels to the bottom. So it's just positioning itself relatively, means it should be displayed here, but it just moved accordingly with what we give. So we just said like just move it to the uh, top, from top take 200 pixels and just move from left to 300 pixels. So this is what a relative div means. Like if this is inside some div also, so I want to give parent div green. See, parent div green is even not even displayed. So to display that one, I can say overflow auto. If you say that one, it's gonna display it, I think so. But it's gonna display it. Yeah, but yeah, overflow not auto. Yeah, not overflow. Yeah. I don't remember that property, but yeah. So, but inside the parent div, actually what it took from here it took 200, from here it took 300. So it need to be displayed over here, whereas it moved by the position. That is about the relative. Okay, and we want to discuss what we want to discuss. We want to discuss this is the difference between static and relative, and we want to discuss about fixed. So fixed, let us make one page named fixed, and we can see the differences. So I'm taking a HTML page named fixed, and here I'm taking I'm just copying the relative content to the fixed. So I just copied it, and I'm saying fixed div. So I'm just saying. So we want to discuss like over here one div, and over here one div, over here one div, and over here one div. So we want to discuss that, and let us see how they stay as fixed. Okay, so we are just gonna say this one has northeast, north, so northeast, northwest, southwest, southeast. So let us make like that. So northeast I am making any div, one is any div, and position is absolute, and it is and top, northeast top is 0, height is 0. Let us make this one 0. Yeah, this is northeast, and just I can remove this div. No need of that div. So just remove all the divs. So I only got northeast div as of now. So let us see where this div gets displayed. Okay, so view in browser. See, it got displayed over here to the northeast of the page. So when you take, so it is independent of the parent, or it is independent of its own position. Relative is dependent on its position. Normally where it need to be displayed, in the same place only relative will display, whereas it will move depending on the top and right, what you say. Like you say, like go take 200 pixels right, so it will take 200 pixels from the right. The same place it's going to display. So that's the thing. Whereas here northeast, northwest, southeast, southwest. So let us make this one, and here all the positions are absolute, and here top, whereas left is 0 here. Here bottom, and right is east, right? So yeah, right is 0. Here also bottom, whereas here left is 0. Left. Yeah. So let's make all those divs here. So I'm just copying of the divs. So 4 divs. So one is northeast. Next, anywhere you can keep. There is no southeast, southwest. There is no order. Like you can just you can take these to the top or anywhere. It doesn't matter, because it is just as per the viewport they are going to display. So it doesn't matter. So I'm just writing here northeast, northeast. I'm writing northwest, southeast, and here southwest. So that's it, and let's see how they are gonna display in the browser. You can see northeast, southeast, southwest, northwest. So they got displayed like this. In between, for now, like let us take, you have added a div tag, and this div tag you're gonna add some text to it independent of like the divs. Okay, so what happens, let us see, they stayed the same, no matter like of the content. So this is something like they are gonna fixed on the page, and you add more, you may get a scroll bar, but then also they're gonna stay the same. See, so they stayed as per the, like when the page is displayed, where they got displayed, they stayed at the same. So they gonna not change as per the like yeah. So this is about the fixing the things, like fixing the so the like absolute is always with respect to the viewport, like what is the display available when you get the page. So something like, let us think, I don't know why I am not able to scroll it. Yeah, you can see. Yeah. Okay. So this is about something about northeast. Sorry, absolute. Okay. So absolute gonna display as per the viewport. So that is about absolute. Absolute or fixed. What I mean. I made it as named it as fixed, whereas it is absolute. I think so. Sorry, fixed. I need to make it as fixed is just with respect to the viewport. See, they're gonna fix. This is what the thing I want to show you. They're gonna fix no matter. Okay. So they're gonna fix as per the viewport, like to the viewport, like this is the viewport, right? So they're gonna fix as per the viewport. They're gonna not change. So that is about fixed. Whereas absolute is with respect to its parent. That's what I just got. So in that case, we need to have a parent. Okay. So I'm just taking this same thing, and I want to create a or I will take another thing to do talk about absolute. So absolute dot html. Yeah, absolute dot html. Just taking the thing from I can take from relative. Yeah, I'm just taking from relative absolute. So yeah, and I want a static div and a absolute div. So it's gonna take from parent. So parent, where parent is displayed, depending on that, it is gonna take. Okay. So I want to highlight the parent also. So this one I am making green. Yeah. Static div, absolute div. So we're gonna say top 200 left here. So with respect to the parent, it's gonna change. If you wanna have that relative also, we're gonna add that relative also. We can see the relative also. So where we gonna add the absolute? I'm gonna add relative also. Where is it? Sorry, this one. And coming to relative, just taking this relative div and adding over it here. So you can see static div, relative div, absolute div. Okay, all are same, like top left, top left, top left, everything same. We have a static that displays normally. It just ignores these two. It doesn't take these two into consideration. Whereas this will take these two into consideration, but it will display in the same place, but just gets moved from the top 200 pixels from the top, and from the left it gets 300 pixels. Whereas this is with respect to its parent. So where its parent is starting, so from there it takes. So I'm just to mark the differentiation. I'm just saying, giving here three colors. So static is red, and so I just missed this one. So that's what is creating the problem. So static is red, and here it is green, and here it is blue, and here it is solid. Yeah, so red, green, solid, and let us give here pink, and let us see how they're gonna display. So pink, you can see the pink, that is the pink, and the static is red, and red got displayed immediately where it is positioned. It ignored these two. Whereas this one just took 200. Let us make 20, so we can see the differences. Okay. Yeah. So see, this took 20 from here, and sorry, 20 and 30, left 30, top 20, whereas absolute, not an absolute. Absolute, yeah. See, absolute just related to the parent. From parent it took. Parent is pink, or let us give some brown. Okay, we want to display it here, brown. See, from brown, this is the absolute. This blue one is absolute. Absolute took from the parent. Static stayed as usual. Like this is the default. Static is the default. The red one is the default. Whereas this one got displayed. Just give me a minute. So just you can see this got displayed here, and you can see this parent is not taking the full length. So I think here now overflow auto will take it. I think so. Yeah, you can see overflow auto will give you a scroll bar, but it just fits it. So that is the one. Okay, just ignore that one. And here you can see this is the information I want to share you. Like relative, see, this is static, this is absolute, this is relative, and if you want to have the fixed div, then I will take a fixed div also. So fixed div, I'm just taking northeast. Let us take northeast, and let us write it here as fixed div, and I'm just copying this one. After absolute, I'm just copying that fixed div contain and writing it here. 1 pixel blue, something like gray. Let us make gray color div, and 400 absolute, top and right. Let us make from right. So that no fixed div gets here from top and from, so it is independent of everything. So it is independent of everything. Like you make top as 2, just it goes very near to the top. Okay, so it is independent of everything. So these are the differences between the all the positioning. And we have got one more, I think, sticky. So sticky is entirely a different thing. So I gonna show you how the sticky is gonna look. Okay, so adding HTML page, sticky. Okay, sticky I got, and just taking a div here, and I'm going into relative, taking this line. There is a sticky. I just displayed it here, and I can say this is a header. After that one, I'm gonna take one more div, just gonna paste all this content. Okay, so I got 2 divs, one div over here, one div over here. Okay, now I'm just going into style, and I'm making one div class as sticky div. Okay, and here that class as I don't know, gonna give any class to this. Okay, only sticky div, dot sticky div. Position, I am saying sticky. Okay, and top is from top take 10 pixels. and from bottom, or sorry, left. You can't use top and bottom at the same time. Okay, so from left take 10 pixels, and the width need to be somewhere around, let us make 500 pixels. Okay, and let's border it, border with 1 pixel solid, solid, and I want a red color. That's it. This is about sticky div, and you can see in the view in the browser, this is the header and this is the total matter of the page, and the header remains the same. So that's the thing. And if you wanna give some background, then background you can say yellow, that's it. And see, so that is something like a sticky. Okay, so this is about a sticky div. It sticks to the page. So this is what we have learned. See, you can see here static. Yeah, not like a static. Static doesn't stay over there. Like you wanna see static. So I'm just taking another div, and it is static, just rolls with the page. So I'm just removing this one, and I want to have same static div. You want? Okay, let us take a static div. It is a different thing. Static div. Static div. Okay, so static div, and here position is static, and I want to give here the static div. So this is a static header, whereas this is a sticky header, and here static div. That's it. So static div, static, sticky div, sticky, static, sticky. Okay, let us have so static header, sticky header. See, static header just moves with the page. It's not staying. Whereas sticky header will stay. There's a difference. Okay. So you wonder, like you take any websites, like Tutorial Points website, you can see. Let us take one, something like here on this one. I don't see, like it used to stick over here previously. I think where previously that used to stick to the top. So sticky headers are created based on that, and that's about positioning property. So positioning property says, like here we have static position according to the normal flow of the page and not affected by anything like these things, whereas relative is positioned relative to its normal position affected by these. Fixed is positioned relative to the viewport, like independent of everything, independent of it, just fixed as per the viewport, this one. Whereas this is as per the positioned as per the ancestor, and it is affected by these properties. And sticky is position based on the user's control, user's scroll position. So these are the different positioning things. Okay, so what we saw display block, inline block, none, visibility. Then we saw width versus max width. Now saw position. Now we're gonna see overflow. Okay, overflow is the one. So there are some overflows, like overflow property. This property is used to clip content or to add scroll bars when the content of the element is too big to fit in the specified area. Like if you have a more content and you don't have enough space, then what are the things you suggest the page to do? Something like you have a div tag. In div tag you have a content, that content is not fitting in the div tag. So what you are gonna do? Do you want to make them visible? This is a default. You want to make them hidden, or you want to make them scroll, or you want to make them auto. Okay, so let's take all of them and see. Okay, so we have visible, hidden, scroll, auto. Okay, So I'm just taking, what is this one? This is about overflow, right? So I'm just naming a page as overflow. And here I'm taking a div tag, and here I'm taking a style tag, and I have different types of divs, right? So one is OV, overflow. What is that? Visible, hidden, scroll, and auto. Okay. Let us make here only. No need to make. So style overflow. Let us make for now visible, and let us make all the divs here style. By default, I am making all the divs need to be of width some 200 pixel by height, HEIGHT height 200 or 300 pixel, and let us make a display as inline block. So inline block. This is what I want to display every div, and here I am going and taking this content and coming to the overflow and just added that content. Now what I am going to display is I'm just making this same thing over here. So I have got visible, hidden, scroll, auto. Visible, hidden, scroll. There are many, but these are main. So auto. So, coming to the page here, view in browser, you can see this one just it took total. Okay, this is of like 200 by, like it is made visible. Like you give here border, then you're gonna see it. Okay, border 1 pixel, solid, and red. Yeah, so you can see here. This is the area that we asked it to display, like 200 by 300. Whereas visible made it visible, though it got overflowed, it made visible. Here it overflowed, but it make it hidden. Okay, whereas it overflowed, it made a scroll bar here and a scroll bar here. Both sides scroll bar you get. Here overflow, but it will get a scroll bar only when required. Like, okay, so that is about like it will not get this scroll bar. Okay, so this is about different types of overflows. Overflows, visible, hidden, scroll, and auto. Okay, so this is about overflow. And next we have an important thing is overflow X and overflow Y. So what is the difference between overflow X and overflow Y? We are just saying the same properties, like you can overflow towards like make it hidden, or overflow towards X, scroll, add a scroll on the X side and add a scroll on the Y side, something like that you want to specify, then you are going to use these things. So that is about overflow X and overflow Y. That is just same as overflow. And coming to the float, so float is the important thing that you need to see. So float has got much more role to play while designing the layouts. So float, when you say float, they got floated towards one side or other side. So we can see, and by default it is none, means the element does not float, and inherit the elements inherits the float of the parent name. So this is default one. So sorry, this is a default one, whereas we can also have an inherit, like take from the parent, you can see. So we gonna see these two mainly. Okay, so left and right, so we already saw them. So I'm taking a HTML page float. Here I want to use this Everest. So I'm taking a div and the same content float. Okay, Okay, and here img image. Okay, image I'm dropping from there, so I'm gonna drop from here, and width and height I'm gonna give width 200 and height will take accordingly. Okay, so let us not make any height. Okay, so and style. Okay, image I want to give one style. Okay, and yeah, so let us see how it gets displayed. Okay, view in browser, you can see image here and the content here, and everything is like displayed here, nothing. Okay, for image I'm saying float towards right. So how it's gonna display? It just floats towards right, and it makes all the space available for the rest of the content. And when you say left, float towards left, is gonna float to the left, and here everything is available for the display. So right, left, and nothing. So you saw there's a difference. Okay, so I'm gonna take the same thing and copy it over multiple times, and here I'm gonna img left I will make, and img, let us make this as id. We can also make as class, but I'm gonna make it as an id. So right and nothing. Okay, so none, let us make none. What's that? None. Yeah, so none right. Okay, left, right, none. Okay, so now I'm gonna say here id is equal to image left, and id is equal to image right. id is equal to image none. So you can see the differences. Left has displayed over the left, right has displayed over the right, none has displayed over here. So you can't see any like div. So for div I want to give some margin. So margin, let us make 10 pixels all the side, and border, let us make some border. So 10 pixels, sorry, 1 pixel, and solid, and red. Okay, so you're gonna see it. So see, yeah, image is somewhat bigger than text, so it gets outside the text. So I'm not sure how to make that one. Just forgot that property actually to make that image, like the div tag, to take the whole space that is available. So overflow auto, actually that is a thing I see, but I don't know why it's not overflow auto. It's adding us. Yeah, you can see overflow auto just to be like some additional space to make it fit. Okay, so this is how you can say. And if you want some padding also, you can say padding from 10 pixels, so that you get some padding here, here, and here. So that's it. So that is about left, this is about right, and this is about nothing. So floating. Okay, and we can also have some other float things to discuss. Let's discuss over them over here. I want to have some div tags and some content for them. So one div, another div, another div. Okay, let's think we have some divs. Okay, all divs. Okay, we have some divs, and let us make some left float. Okay, so I'm just saying left float. So I want to make this as a class. Let us think class. Okay, and here, okay, I'm saying float left. Okay, so whenever you apply this class, those get floated to the left. Okay, so I'm saying here 1, 2, 3. Okay, as of now I'm just displaying them, nothing you can see. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and all these are special divs. So I wanna make some let us make some div width. So you're gonna see the drastic difference. So this is okay, three of the things, and here 1, 2, 3. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. You have 1, 2, and 3. Okay, now what I'm saying is I'm giving left float to one of the div, and what happens you see. So it just comes to the top of everything and it just fits here. Okay, sorry, float left. Yeah, you just give float left to all of them so you can understand. You can see all of them floated towards the left. If you remove this one, what happens you can see. So 1 and 3 also floated towards the left, like 1 got floated towards the left and 2 displayed normally, but there's a space here, so it got displayed, whereas here you can see this also want to float towards left, but already there is a left taken by some other thing, so that's what it came from here to here. Yeah, so yeah, that's what it came from over there, like you can see. Let us just comment these things so that we don't get diverted. So build. Yeah, see here 1, 2, 3. Okay. So you give float left to this, so what happens you see again 1, 2, 3. So without anything it can just take the space, whereas if you have left float, okay, it will not take the rest over space, something like that. So there's some difference. Okay, and you make it right float. Let us think you made it right. So now how gonna they display? See here, 3 has displayed normally, whereas these two things took a right float. Here we made it right, though we wrote it as left, we made it right, so those floated. And you can see 1 floated first and then 2nd floated next, so as per the things. So this is about right float and left float. Okay, and you can also specify between like right and left. Few you want float right, few you want float left, but also you can do. So this is about floating the elements. Floating the elements means it will just clear the way and just it will go towards the left. And if there is another floating element, it will leave the gap. The inline block will be applied. The display block will be removed. Okay, so display block will be removed and inline block thing will be applied for floatings. Okay, they are not gonna occupy total width. They are gonna occupy only the width they have. Whereas, yeah, this is about floating, and you just experiment with them more, then you get more habituated to them and you can use them wisely. So that's about floating, and I'm just commenting these things. I'm commenting. Yeah. So now you got left none. Sorry, here left right none, and inherit will take some parent. So clear. So after this we will stop the class, and tomorrow we will see creation of this type of screen. We create home, header, navigation, some sidebar, and content and footer. Like we are gonna see this one now. So you want to say clear means clear. There is a tag called clear. Sorry, property called clear. So this property, what does this property does? This is just opposite to float. Okay, float says that make it inline block and move it all together to the left or all together to the right. That is about float. Okay, whereas clear will say that if you say clear left, it will say no floating is allowed on the left side of that element. So if you make that element as clear as left, then it will say no person should float to my left side. I will not allow it. When you say right, it will say no other elements are allowed to float towards the right of me. Both will say no floating on either side. Like you can't float. It will not have the float on right, or it will not have floats on the left. Inherit. This element inherits the value of its parent. So that is different. Clear. So our own main constant, like by default, floating is allowed. Like floating is allowed for on all the sides by default. Whereas if you want some special thing, like you don't want to allow floating towards the left or floating towards the right or floating towards the bottom, like sorry, both, like you don't want on both the sides, then you can say you can have these things. So we will look into those things. So I'm just creating another HTML page, and I'm calling it as clear, and I'm just going to the float and Control A, Control C, clear, Control A, Control V, and I'm just removing all this thing, and I'm just removing all this thing too. So now we got some matter, and we're gonna display. Let us see. So let us make 300 pixels. Okay. See, 1, 2, 3. Okay. This is a normal behavior. Now I am saying here style equal to float left. Okay. So this is gonna float to left, or let us make this as right. So this is gonna float to the right, and for middle one I am not saying anything. I am saying float this to the left. Okay. So one to the right, one remains, and one left. So you can see here 2 remain. This floated to the right and this floated to the left. Okay. And then if you give this over here, So what happens? You see, 2, 3, and 1. So this went right and this went left, and the remaining is taken by this. So in the other case, why didn't it take? It wanna go to the left, but there is a left another thing, so it just came here. Got it? So that is about those things. Okay. So now I'm interested in only two of the things. Okay. So yeah, you can see this is floated to the right, and this is floated. This is not floated. This is normal. So this is normal. This is floated. Now I'm saying here, style clear right means will not allow right floating. Will not allow right floating. So this is not going to allow right floating. So you can see right, float right, and this is saying don't float towards my right. So it came here. This has floated right, but this is gonna not accept that one. So it just came down. So if we have, let us think, we have left. So left. So this floated to the left, right? Okay. Already it is there. Or let us make this one over here. Okay. So 2 will come first, then 1, 2. Okay. 2. Okay, 2 want to go left, but there is already 1, so it is not going to float. Okay, let us think this is a float. So floated to the left and this one, and you are saying that you should not have any left side floating for this element. So what does this element will do? It will come to the next page. Next. Okay, this is a normal behavior. If you don't have this, this is a normal behavior. You are in that it left floating. So next. And say both, it will not apply to the both the sides. It will apply to the both the sides. Okay. So this is about floating, clearing both and clearing the left. So something like it is not allowing on the or not allowing on the right, that floating thing to happen. Okay. And talks about clear, and I want to show you one small thing. Let us make flow some gallery. Okay, gallery. I wanna give here div tags, and inside the div I want the Everest to happen. Okay. And width 100, height 100, or let us take height some 80. Okay, and let us see how it is gonna look. Just look like this. Okay, let us make this 200 and this has 160. This is gonna increase size to twice. Okay, now I'm gonna take all these. Okay, now what happens? Like everything gets displayed like this. If you don't want to display them like a gallery. Okay? So how to do that? Okay, so style and thing div, all div tags should float towards left. What happens? So everything floats towards left. So you can see, I don't know why I am not getting. You can see There is a difference, right? So you want your margin to look good, some 10 pixel margin, and yeah, padding is not required. So you can see this is how they look. Let's see. How can they have it happen? Because of that load. Simple thing. Okay. So this is about floating. Okay. And yeah. So we just discussed some important things today. We discussed about display visibility with max width, position, overflow. Like you can say, don't you want overflow or don't want overflow? Like scroll or you want to auto float, which is raw and clear. Yeah, we are gonna see tomorrow this layout. Okay. So just go through the today's class if you want. Again, I'm gonna upload it almost in an hour. I'll upload it again, and so I will upload it to the YouTube, and you can watch it. And if you have any questions, you can always email me, and please try to practice something. Next onwards, like I'm gonna give some assignments to you for you to practice, so that you can always send those things. Yeah, and we have this material in our shared folder. Okay. That's it for today, and see you tomorrow. Okay. Not tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow. Tomorrow at we're gonna see you tomorrow at somewhere around 5:30 or 5 o'clock. I will just message you. Thank you.